All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Aimbot. For those of you who don't know and are new here from GDQ, this is a show all about shooters. So first-person shooters, third-person shooters, sometimes shows that don't have guns. We do things like Call of Duty, Gears of War, The Witness, but specifically tonight, it's going to be an arena shooter night. So we've got Metal Hellsinger and Gunfire Reborn coming up. But a couple quick announcements before we get into that. Frost Vital's 2023 prize submissions are open from now until February 20th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more info, or use !prizes in Twitch chat to learn more. And Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up February 11th to the 12th. Celebrate Black Excellence and Speedrunning coming up next month. !UBAF in Twitch chat for more info. So, some of you who have been here for a while will recognize that I had this run on a little while ago, but it was from Crimson Blooded Ruby, who absolutely just stepped up the day of, because this runner was having some internet issues. So I said, hey, not your fault. Come back and do it again. So he's here to do it for you. Shadowfang Live showing off Metal Hellsinger.
Hello. Let's see. Well, before I get started, I'm going to go and explain a couple of things, mainly the little bit of loadouts that I'm planning on using. So first of all, Vulcan is kind of the bread and butter for the whole run. It's just massive damage, AoE and whatnot. And then we got Hellcrows for the boss. Pretty much only used for boss damage and next to nothing else. And then we have this little sigil called Ghost Rounds, which if you constantly switch weapons, you basically get free ammo. It's made so that the first attacks after switching weapons don't use ammo, but if you just keep juggling weapons, then you literally don't run out of ammo. And then Last Breath Ages allows you to deal double damage as long as you're low in health. So that's like the standard build at this time for like the majority of the speedruns. But for Beast, it's still not 100%. I've only gotten one run done so far where I stayed on this route the whole time. I have a backup safe route that I use where I swap this out for these due to their ultimates. They're called the Hounds. And then I swap out the Last Breath Ages for Ultimate Sovereignty, which allows me to charge my ults a lot faster, so I can just basically constantly pelt through the enemies and not have to worry as much about, constantly managing my health. So.
Sounds good.
Yep. Alrighty. Basically, the way this whole run works is as soon as you enter Voke, the timer would begin the moment you actually click Enter Hell on the next screen, not this one. And then the timer will end as soon as you beat this level. And you're supposed to go in order. And since it's all forced encounters, I'm not supposed to skip any of the, forced encounters. So it's glitchless, essentially. Alrighty. Let's make sure I didn't swap anything here. All right, we're good to go. So
whenever you're ready.
I'll do a little countdown when this loads. I got my own splits too, but 3, 2, 1, go. So a lot of the enemies can be skipped by in between like these rooms.
Thankfully, a lot of the enemies in the first rooms being the marionettes, the little skinny dudes, and the cambions being the little buff dudes are generally pretty easy to deal with on the early starting levels. Vulcan one-shots the little marionettes when you have 8 or 16 times Fury, as you can see on the top of the screen. forced encounters. Each of these rooms has a barrier, and having to each of these you have to grab the entire room. Mainly spawn memorization, though sometimes spawn can be completely definite. And as well as Shadow mentioned earlier, he is using something called Aegis, which means when he's on low health, he gets double damage. So that's the reason he let himself get down to, just so he can kill enemies quicker and level fast. It can be a bit risky later.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how dangerous does that make a lot of these levels? Like, are the spawns fixed?
Not really. They are. Oops. 1 second. Let me get back on beat. There we go. They're sort of based upon where you're standing.
Okay, so that's why you're not trying to move around too much. Do
Exactly.
they try to spawn in your field of view or out of it?
They kind of have like fixed points around the map based on where you are. So for the most part, like if I go back here, those champions will always spawn there. And there's one that would spawn right here as long as I'm not too close. But it looks like it went somewhere else.
Shall we go ahead and poke it? Sucks lesser enemies and
call me a pessimist because I had a bad feeling
pacifying them.
Does it
And I
ever
got the skip.
Ooh, nice. Does it ever mess you up switching beat between the level and the boss?
Yes. Actually, a lot. There's a level later on in the game that has really fast BPM, and the boss levels have the same song throughout up until the last one. And the BPM is rather really low.
This ends here. I shall not be overcome. Wounding me will only make me one coward.
Oh, well, 2 cycle. Wow, I didn't know you could do that.
All right. So there's about 7 seconds or so in between these menus. It's basically non-negotiable. It's like, it takes, roughly 7 seconds, at least for me at a minimum, to get between menus. On levels where I'm going to swap builds, the timer would count against you, but right here, the timer doesn't go. So like, for the sake of making things easier on, the mods for verifying, they try to make it so, try your best to keep the in-between time to a minimum. But you can get a small break.
So this was the demo level, right?
Correct. Actually, funny enough, the demo consists of the first 2 levels. And actually, I think the third one too. Part of it. Nope, just the first 2.
Are you sure? And just
It might have been part of the tutorial as well, actually. Because you fought the second boss. you got introduced to the behemoth and got Persephone. Oh, I got lucky on the spawns there.
Makes a kind of electricity.
Sometimes a marionette dashes behind the wall or something and becomes untargetable.
So a lot of people in chat really like this song. Do you have a favorite, or do you just, is it kind of all background noise at this point?
My favorite would be Yum. I like that song a lot. But as far as boss fights, honestly, Sheol. It reminds me a lot of Doom Eternal. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna have to grab some health. So the game is pretty nice in one way, being it's technically when you're low on HP, if you get hit, you go to like one more shot left. Essentially the health bar goes to 0. But you get that free hit, you know?
Yeah, kind of like a last stand thing.
Yep. The only problem is some attacks do more than one hit. Like a dot.
I think there's like a shield and Cambia. Siege behemoths have accent.
Actually, I think all the dot is introduced in the next level.
All the what?
All the dot attacks.
Oh.
So how generous is the explosion from the crossbow? Like,
So it seems to be in a quantum state sometimes. So a lot of it comes down to health crystals or the Styx crystals. Some of them you can hit directly or like land the explosion right next to it and they won't blow up. And other times, like, you could miss by like 50 feet and it would still blow up. For the most part, I was gonna say for the most part, it's fairly generous. Like, right. Yeah, I was hitting that guy pretty far away.
and then how difficult is? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. How difficult is it to like maintain the 16x? Like I know when I played through, I had a really hard time, but also I didn't. I played through New Game.
Okay, yeah. Basically, as soon as you unlock, so there's this thing hidden, kind of poorly, but if you just saw on the left side of my screen, so it says boons lost. There's these things called boons that you unlock passively as you go through the game. And like right now I got Enduring Fury. That makes it so that the Fury drops slower.
Oh, okay.
Once you unlock it, it's permanently equipped. I actually want him to hit me.
Maybe I'll lay on the damage there.
Judge's second.
Yeah, that was a little too much.
Just waiting for us. The judge-
What I think I'm gonna do, just to skip the
Yeah, fine. Most of the
No!
time enough.
Ooh.
Most of the time enough for the bosses. Judge
Yeah.
being the giant flying boss that you fight. Her attacks aren't the main thing you need to worry about early on in the game. Later on, though, her attacks do higher.
So I was going to do a reset real quick. That's okay.
The whole run?
If that's fine. We were only like 2 levels in. That's not fine. That's fine. I can keep going.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just keep going, I think that would probably work.
Okay. Let's just let's do that better with feeling.
Yeah.
So my little strat there was to try to make it so that I could skip her long invulnerability phase that she has, and then pick up the health crystal right before she hit me with that fireball attack. But that didn't work out.
It just show off more in the game, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Are there any other theorized builds that don't use the crossbow, or is it just because it does so much AoE?
It is arguably overpowered. Basically, it has AoE. It also has the most single target damage outside of the Hellcrows.
Kind of electricity.
Really? I would have thought,
Well, sorry,
No.
the Persephone does, but you have to fire every other beat.
okay, yeah, that's the pistols, right? No, that's a shotgun. I don't remember what the
Shotgun,
pistols are called.
The Hounds.
The Hounds. Those don't have more. Doesn't have higher damage than.
Every beat, you can deal 15. Or sorry, 950.
Every beat you can 50 with, and Hounds only deal about 760 if you see damage number. Beat.
Vulcan is 970 before the double damage.
970.
You're good.
Mainly what makes the ideal speed runs, and unfortunately the only thing that can be chosen. Actually, it has the second to highest damage per beat,
They were ready.
and
At least they tried.
and since Ghost Rounds exists, the way to get 8 extra free shots off. It sort of turns it into the biggest killing.
And yeah, when you put in the fact you can fire literally every beat, even its damage outclasses Persephone. Sadly.
The Hellcrows also are a good option, and the main reason are because they have no. But also, if you are at opposites on their active, they will just turn around and come straight back to the enemy twice them. Per shot, essentially. So, be very useful dealing with an enemy at a certain.
No, they could hear us coming, all right.
And as you saw there,
This ain't quiet.
that Cambion spawned behind me. So the spawns are sometimes quite a bit more random than you'd want.
also a sort of little tactic you can use. Because Shadow's trying to stay at a low health state, I think it's at 25% of the last breath's Aegis activate.
I believe so.
He smashed the green 6 crystal and was far enough away to only pick up some of the health. That way he didn't have to so hard to get back.
Is there an indicator on screen for when you know you're in last breath, or is it just kind of like when the music mutes?
Pretty much when the music mutes.
Okay.
And the heartbeat sort of overrides the actual audio. We've brought it up, or we've talked a little bit about it in the past, how it'd be kind of nice to have like a accessibility option that allowed you to kind of turn that down or off so you could hear the song.
Yeah. Or something, something like allow you to hear the song. I feel like it's sort of a bit of a... I know sometimes as you can somewhat hear a heartbeat, so maybe it can be a little hard on the ears with
Just the second aspect.
Get
Just
low.
wait first.
It also doesn't help that sometimes you getting low is directly adjacent or like perpendicular or whatever to the actual beat of the song itself. So they're like, you can have it like out of phase at such a weird time interval.
I think that was the first time you brought out the skull. Yeah, and for people who don't know, this just kind of helps keep combo when there's nothing to shoot.
Correct. It is Paz. I don't use it as much as I should, honestly.
Behold the face of infernal
I rely on triple dashes way more for keeping my fury up. There's a lot of weird combos in the game that they added, especially it's a new update. They added like some ones called Basilisk mode and whatnot. That took her longer than usual. So weirdly enough, you don't need to stay at 16 times. 16 times is just the, the vocals. Which,
Yeah.
it's cool and all.
Makes the song, it makes the levels better.
It does. 8 times is where the damage maxes out. So this is the one I was telling about. That's my favorite.
My second favorite out of all. It's
Well, the
when we get
smart
close.
money is probably not on us. But who don't love an underdog?
That's what it.
First of Yelm's Death Guard.
It's a little thing I do at the beginning here. If the shield champion cooperates. Which it did.
Mentioned. There are some enemies at the end of this room. He has that shield. That is sort of rapid fire. You gotta look out for on
Are there any enemies that it's better to I don't remember what it's called, but like glory kill them? Where like it would be better to do that than to kick them down with the crossbow?
In Arc Devil for sure. And when I'm not using Last Breath Ages, yes. Because the reason I avoid doing it is because you can heal off of the slaughter.
Right. I totally forgot about that.
a very helpful anecdote. Everyone speedrun.
Yes. It's very tempting to actually just do it regardless.
Hey, you see the flashy button and you gotta press it.
So I mean, it can be negligible sometimes. Yeah, it also does take up a bit more shooting them straight up.
But if I do get desperate and I think I'm about to die, those iframes come in really handy.
Being our sights again. ILS, a bug game, spits acid clouds. It finished right away. Probably, it's my opinion.
They are. Them and Seraphs. For me.
Their poison clouds can not only damage you, but slow you down to the point where you can't really have them dash out. It can just be very annoying to deal with.
Their dot clouds still set you to 1, or do they just tick beyond that?
They tick for 2. They tick twice after hitting you. So I'd be dead right now if I got hit by one.
Well, I'm a skull.
And which wasn't brought up earlier. Yes, Beast does. Actually, I think I saw you bring it up.
Yeah, I mentioned it, but it's dying instantly kicks you out, as opposed to the other difficulties, right? Where it lets you retry.
Correct.
I think twice.
Yeah, so Lamb, you get 3 lives. You get 2 on Goat. And then you get 1 anything higher than that. I cannot hit him.
I think I did Goat on my playthrough, and even then it was really hard. Like, to play at this this value of health is pretty dangerous for a while.
Yeah, and very much. I'm still working up behind. You know, just a stray eyeless shot, an unfortunate end of the rest of it, no extra. And now that with a new update, it is harder to though since they sent
I guess it's not quite
speed running.
More like a
Yeah, it's
nothing like an endless.
it's scary. It actually it makes Beast look like you're playing on Lamb. Honestly.
I assume it just increases enemy health like even more.
That you take way more damage. They add a new enemy type. They double the amount of enemies basically.
And they introduce a lot harder enemy, almost at the beginning of the entire.
Yeah,
Oof.
I completely forgot to mention that part.
So like
You fight a
in
Seraph
both,
at the very beginning.
Oh, jeez.
Seraph.
I'm gonna pick that up.
Good. Playing it safe.
Mostly because I was in a very bad position and I do not know where that last Oh, did I kill it already? I thought there was one more eyeless hiding.
Yeah, the problem with this, I think it's known as Death Guard. This game, your enemies can fast lane, get messy. So if you're not careful, they come back spooky and kill you. Oh.
I know when there's something that lets you see enemies through the wall if they like hang around for too long.
That turns out it's a passive.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of if you've waited long enough, or like if you can't find each other and you're playing Ring Around the Rosie, like Cambions often do, then you can see through walls with any of the weapons. I thought it was only Paz for a while, because I was trying to keep my combo up every time it happened.
Also credit to the music in the background.
Exactly.
Probably the highest time. Finds its best.
Finally, Unknown was glad to be out of the woods.
Alright, so I lucked out there. Didn't get hit by the actual
Flash I saw.
projectile, I believe, with that cloud. And I was able to dash out of it.
Process.
Just comes sprinting into the cutscene.
On to
To find me.
Yon. This one isn't the easy find it.
As long as you do not get hit by that. Yeah. So as I don't know who to credit for the original discovery, but someone figured out that you can just hide here when she does her pretty massive attack.
Oh, I always hide on the balanced.
Your song ends now.
And you're just using the crossbow here because it's not really possible to get close enough to her to crow her, whatever.
She has a shield,
Yeah.
kind of.
Like going under it would be just too dangerous.
Yeah.
It can be, yeah.
I find the best defense.
Because she kind of rapidly goes to her attack phase if you're not careful. I do not know the point of that transition there. She like takes like 2 hits and then immediately leaves. I wasn't fast enough. She's probably gonna do her. Nope, I did it.
Nice.
So I skipped her like scripted AoE there, or like her thing where she sends attacks all over the arena, and that's where you just duck up here. Or
And did you skip another wave of enemies too? I think as well.
there were the 2 waves as usual.
Oh, I must have missed the other one.
I don't know how I killed the behemoth so fast. I was really not paying. Oops, I was really not paying attention to it.
Yeah, being low health with Asper's Aegis, all the lesser enemies, which are the ones we've seen so far, are pretty easy to finish off in just a couple of shots with the Vulcan crossbow.
All right, so this used to be one of the levels that I had to play with Last Breath off. But I have sort of learned how to do it. For me, honestly, the hardest part is balancing the health. On lower difficulties, unlike Goat and Lamb, I think the current strat is to just like sit in a lava pit.
Oh, just to immediately last breath?
Yeah, so you just sit here until you get damaged enough.
Yeah, because I suppose dying like doesn't really come with any. I mean, time loss a little bit, but like.
Yeah. But for me, I found that typically by the time I get to last breath, there's kind of a lot of enemies.
Wonder how it would
Oh, I lucked out there,
the
too.
ritual had succeeded.
There's usually a marionette or 2 that kind of take forever to spawn. So I'm going to do a fun little skip here. I have enough health to do it that I didn't need to pick up the extra health. Well, I take that back now.
Airfield was working some darker magic.
Unlucky marionette hit.
Whoa!
Oops.
Did the game crash?
The
Crash.
game just crashed, yeah. Let me just
Goodness,
relaunch it.
I think that happened on my end once too when I was doing it. Yeah, the game still unfortunately is. I mean, it's ever so slightly unstable. You're going to find some nicks and bugs here and there, but thankfully it's all mostly playable.
On the bright side, apparently they fixed the bigger issue with it, which was it wouldn't crash. It would actually hang your whole computer. They actually have like a little thing that detects when the game is breaking, I guess now. There's like a little window that pops up.
They also seem to, and with their most recent update, they also seem to have, also don't forget to reshare your screen when you get a chance, Shadow.
Okay, you know what? I'll just do that right now real quick. I know it's bad timing, but...
We got time. You're gonna do this. You're a pretty fast runner.
Yeah, I think I remember that happening to you too, Crimson. That's kind of interesting. Because, like, I assume that doesn't happen in normal runs, right? Your game just doesn't crash.
For the most part, no.
Something about GDQ, man.
I've had probably 4 or 5 runs in total ruined because of a weird bug. Like the game crashing, hanging up, or something. The most annoying was the second to last level. The boss got stuck in the invincibility phase.
On the last level?
The second to last level, yeah.
Oh,
I think. Oh, it's not Nile.
Acheron.
Oh. I know. With the third to last level, there was also a if you finished a phase too quickly, it would soft lock the level.
Yep.
But it looks like I'm not too sure about that specifically, but thankfully with their more recent patches, it looks like
Let me through.
I would have won if Ritual had succeeded.
So
some of the bugs for like being locked and soft locked in the levels are fixed now, thankfully.
basically, this fun little skip, as I was trying to say, all it does is it, you know, looks for the nearest land to put you back on, and then it just was like, oh. It used to have a much wider area you could go into. You used to be able to jump directly into the lava pit, basically. But they added a really wide collision. And if you hit it, it just immediately resets you back to the beginning of the room.
That's kind of mean. Just to avoid things like. Well, so this is all forced encounters, right?
Yes.
So I know that there's an 80% category that kind of just clips out of bounds everywhere. Do you have to down patch for that?
Currently, I believe so. Still,
Okay.
they kind of went really patch heavy early on, and most of the stuck boost and other things people were doing are pretty much impossible now.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But this is on current patch, I would assume?
Correct. I was really tempted to down patch the patch before the current one, just because they only updated the game like a few days ago, and I had some FPS issues for like one of my runs, and I was worried that it was going to carry here. But it seemed to have stabilized, so I was like, oh, okay.
Introducing as well one of the newest enemies so far, the Aerophant, with an H at the beginning. It is the yellow enemy with a star-like pattern behind its back. It will summon explosive projectiles that slowly walk towards you, and its own types of marionettes that will explode when they get close to you or you damage and try to kill them. Generally, they're pretty easy to deal with. You just need to make sure you don't just watch out for the enemies that it summons.
Correct. Very so. I would say this room in particular is annoying, mostly because the eyeless from the last level like to spawn in weird corners and play keep away. So there's like a little scavenger hunt that happens.
Shame that whole army got turned to ash. Tank-
Is there ever a major issue with like
You gonna get
from the non-forced encounters, like enemies following you?
Not really, because as soon as you go into a room, I'll show you. Doors.
Oh, it just locks it off? Okay. And they can't get through that?
Correct.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
And usually the game's pretty good about just immediately despawning them once the door closes.
Well, that was another introduction there.
Oh yeah,
Killed it
I
really
was
fast.
I was gonna say, and with another introduction of the new enemy that Shadow so rudely just killed him immediately. Just kidding. Is the Siege Behemoth, but we'll be seeing more in the next level. I see someone. Oh, that was you, Amy. Okay.
Yeah, someone asked favorite songs. My favorite is Stygia. I know Shadow said his favorite was Vogue. And I do not remember what you said yours was.
I think it was Yelm, right, Shadow?
Yeah.
No, yours is Nile.
Oh, well, I mean, I know what. Yeah, no, mine's Nile, which is going to be coming further up because it is the fastest song in the game. But I was just clarifying. I don't think his is Vogue.
Nope, it's Yum.
Yeah, there we
bad.
go.
Yeah, it was the previous level song, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really good female vocals. Nice background music. I mean, all the songs are really good.
Yeah, I was I played the demo of this. I was honestly surprised at how good the final music was in the game. I get that's, they definitely tried to make it really good, but they did a really good job with it.
All right, so there's a...
Shadow wants.
I'd seen this before too.
There was an Eyeless.
So, I'm not going to be risky here. Because, oh, see what I mean? Did you see how close I hit to that? That didn't blow up? But,
And we have. Go ahead.
her attacks here are kind of unforgiving. I can dodge most of them just easily, but if I get caught out by accident by that flame or whatever...
Yeah, so this is the arena where they really start throwing in environmental hazards, right?
Yeah. They kind of... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is definitely one of the more interesting arenas because with environmental hazards. I think there's two other arenas that really sort of have the different environments as well.
So on...
Go ahead.
There's a strat on Goat where you just chill here, but I feel like she still has too much HP. Unless it... Well, I don't think her HP actually changes. I just think she moves too fast for me to take advantage of that. And if she hits you with pretty much any of those attacks and you're at that low HP, you just pretty much die. I don't know. Have we done a side by side to see
Of what?
her HP?
Oh,
It
not
doesn't feel
really.
like she
No.
gains any.
Yeah, even on the next difficulty up, a lot of the enemies get more HP, but it feels like she is almost the same. She just gets a lot more. Sorry about that. She just gets a lot more stronger attacks.
Yeah, especially Vogue. That's the most noticeable for how unchanging her HP is. You can get away with the phase skip every time.
I always find her quips funny for talking about how you are never going to defeat her when you are rapidly bringing her health bar to 0.
Rapidly defeating her.
Yeah, so Gehenna. This is the first one that I'm going to go my safe build on. All right.
Yes.
So
The hounds.
this is brutal. Now the timer would be typically going while I was there. So the goal is to, get through that part as fast as possible and into this loading screen. But they introduce a new enemy type here that is by far one of my biggest kryptonites in this game.
Yeah, when me and Shadow were working our way through these games here, when me and Shadow were working our way through the game for the first time, we were sort of playing side by side. Gehenna, I feel like, was probably one of the levels that gave us the most problems with.
It was definitely the turning point for us going from being like, oh yeah, we can do this to, oh god. Just for a side-by-side, like a, I guess, context here. We were both playing at the same time through everything. And it took us, what was it, about 28 hours?
Well, certainly not of playing the game itself, but
Of like total time we played, I believe, to get through Beast.
it was a fun 28 hours though. Okay, and here we can see the star of the show, the Beast, in a very small enclosed space can be very dangerous with his multitude of attacks and area slams.
I love this clip right here. So introduce the new enemy, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, funny enough, some of the sections, especially the ones where they introduce new enemies, are not forced encounters, so you can just run right by them without even paying them any mind. But we'll be seeing a couple of the new Seraph in this room, which are essentially angels coming down and assisting the demons with this threat that you pose.
You're so threatening that Hell decided to partner with Heaven to get rid of you. Wow, I got lucky there. She didn't dodge anything.
They can be, the Seraphs tend to be very slippery in the fact that they will sort of spin left and right in the air, and with something as the Vulcan, if you don't have a wall to shoot it against, to like just get the explosion off, and the projectile is like paper thin, so if you miss by a hair, it pretty much does nothing.
Like that.
The hounds are a good counter to that. Counter to them sometimes, just because they have a lot of health and they deal decent damage. And I think they also have a slightly bigger projectile path than the Vulcan does.
More than likely. It does feel like they have a bit of a generous window. The Vulcan, while it has a massive splash, its projectile is actually pretty much like a pixel perfect, like pinpoint beam.
I take a gander that it's probably almost just a hit scan weapon.
Quite possibly. It might actually be treated like a sniper rifle. So this room is the room that I have died in the most times, probably in the entire game. Mostly because of the Seraphs.
Yeah. Surprisingly, there's a lot of places to be, but it's still very enclosed and not very many places to stand and for mobility. because one of the key things with Seraphs is you need to be on the move so you don't get hit by their explosions or their beam attacks, which Shadow's playing nice and safe right now and taking care of the Seraph first thing as well as healing up. As well as we get to see the Hounds, which are the Revolver's ultimate, which summons a sort of shadow figure of you, and it sort of auto-target stuff and shoots at it for a bit.
Does it actually act as a decoy, or is it just like a turret?
Kind of like a turret.
Okay.
It fires fast enough that it can actually sometimes, it seems to stagger some enemies.
Really handy to deal with Seraphs, considering they have pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, you get a free aimbot.
Hey.
Right. Oh gosh, that took me a minute. Moving on to this room here. I'm just gonna let Shadow sort of concentrate it. Yeah. So Shadow's gonna go ahead and concentrate a bit here. If you saw me playing this last room here, this room is probably the room I've died the most times in myself personally, because it's a very enclosed space, and they bring out some of the bigger creatures that it's more of a fact that they can get to you in an instant, and running around in the tiny space only buys you maybe a second of time before they get back to you again. And also they decide to summon flying enemies in here. How generous of them.
At least the slaughter kill on them is pretty fast. Seems like.
Yeah.
Yes.
It seems like most slaughter kills I think were 2 beats. But that's still pretty fast.
Yeah, thankfully with Seraphs they have the quicker slaughter animation, just like the Cambions and Marionettes.
I think the most amusing thing about it is if you jump before it, you get the death from above. Like essentially a combo. Just as like an extra, rubbing it in.
And also, did you already explain Ultimate Sovereignty, Shadow? I forgot.
I didn't actually do it well, so go ahead.
Okay. So, one of the things that Shadow did re-equip for this build in this world to make it go a little bit easier and smoother, he no longer has the extra damage on low health, but he has something called Ultimate Sovereignty, which basically charges up your ultimate ability for each weapon, as shown on the yellow bar on the bottom right of your HUD, every beat. So it can be handy to quickly get your Hound's Sentry out or your Vulcan's sort of gravity field out, which was really handy against those masses of large enemies in the previous rooms.
That was kind of weirdly timed. If you kill her too quick, when she's in the middle doing the wind attack, you get kind of stuck in the wind attack, and she can keep using her tons of projectiles, and you're kind of really in a bad spot. I just timed my dashes really well to not take any damage.
And I'm aware this is a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyway. The dashes give iframes through the whole thing, or just part way through?
As far as it seems to be the very beginning. If it's on beat, it seems to be the start of it.
It's also something I've noticed myself, definitely as well, being on the start of the beat. if anyone is familiar with Crypt of the Necrodancer, I think it is, or even I think probably BPM, bullets per minute, would probably be a better example. A lot of attacks on those games happen on beat and are strictly on beat, so you're guaranteed when dashing. You're guaranteed when dashing at an attack that you will not be harmed at all, unless your dash finishes and the attack is you're still going through the attack. Middle Hellsinger here. Not everything is strictly on beat. I think enemies do fire on beat, but they do not. But since their attacks are have a travel time, their destination isn't necessarily on beat, so it's not always a guarantee that dashing will save you out of a situation unless you dash every single beat.
Exactly.
I never actually noticed that they shoot on beat. I mean, I believe y'all, but yeah, I'm in awe of games like this, honestly. I think they're really cool.
A very nice combination of genres, I think, indeed.
Yeah.
We were definitely really happy when we were playing BPM, bullets per minute. That was a really fun game.
Hopefully that doesn't run out before.
Ooh, nice. Got a little extra damage, but unlucky.
Yep. I thought I was good, and then I was like, oh no! I gotta reload.
Alright, and we are going to be on to our next level, Nile, the third to last level in this run.
Back to my not safe build, because ironically it's safer to fight the boss with the not safe build.
Go ahead.
The enemies are indeed surprisingly a little bit toned down. I think mainly it's got to do with the bigger open environments from the previous level in Gehenna. Alright, go ahead.
Is the sword ultimate used any on previous? Obviously not on these difficulties. It'd be way too dangerous to get too close, but is it used on any lower difficulties? Because the ultimate is pretty good, right?
It is very good. I haven't seen it used in a run. Funny enough, I actually started incorporating into my shield if I'm doing the safe build.
Yeah, the one problem with Terminus, the sword Terminus, can be the fact that its ultimate is good, but you will have to select it every now and again to charge it up, which can.
That was weird. I thought I killed her.
If you have the time for it, it can definitely be a viable option, but at the same time, it can steal a little bit of time from shooting up other enemies.
It's also really risky.
Oh yeah,
as you were saying earlier, Amarilyn.
Yeah, I'd imagine less risky on lower difficulties where, A, death doesn't matter as much, and B, enemies don't do as much damage. But
yeah.
And now you just showed off.
Yeah.
First appearance.
I was like, we're talking about it, and it's just marionettes right next to me.
Yeah.
Another new introduction to an enemy, the Void Stalker, that we're just gonna completely ignore.
You think that's why they're trying to kill me?
How dare you ignore our friend? I know when I was looking at some demo world records, I think they used the Terminus, in at least the first part.
For earlier difficulties, the Terminus, I think, can one-shot marionettes on max damage. So it is definitely a viable option. Especially for the fact that it doesn't require ammo.
In one of the recent updates, actually it might have been one of the earlier, maybe like 2-3 patches ago, they lowered the length of the ultimate of the sword of Turnus. But
Oh, right,
the,
yeah. Yeah, they lowered the... There you go. They lowered the duration of its charge, but they increased how fast it will recharge, or how much you get from killing enemies with it. One fun fact about the Terminus ultimate is that if you are midway through it and you switch to another weapon, it will save whatever ultimate you have left over rather than using it all.
I got lucky there. A Seraph usually goes down the mid.
Also, we saw one in a previous room that little blue creature that has sort of electric attacks is known as a Void Stalker, and has a little bit less mobility than the regular green sort of looking stalker, but at the same time it has more powerful attacks that also can drain your fury.
They were getting twisted.
I remember being stuck on this judge forever. Just because for some reason, this one just destroyed me.
I was going to make the joke that she has some of the longest transitions in the game. You could quite literally go grab a bite of pizza, drink a soda, and like still be in the run.
Right, yeah. I should have had some pizza on me last time.
Yeah, you would have gotten the world record, man.
And you're just
Go ahead.
You're just doing enough damage to like. So she's not doing any attacks. She's just instantly transitioning, and you're doing enough damage to just knock her out of the phase immediately, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'd have to endure a bullet hell.
Thankfully, though, her bullet hells in this one are just as much as her transitions are very slow. So generally, this boss is more of a sit around and let her do her thing than actually killing her.
So this next part's a little risky to try to, stop her from doing her attacks.
Oh, they not patched it yet?
No, they patched that.
Oh, okay.
It's just if I'm not fast enough. Okay, I was fast enough.
I was astonished you went for the Seraph's Embrace there to get down.
Oh, I totally forgot a Void Stalker spawned here. But yeah, these rooms are a lot more, or this room is a lot more open-ended, so quite a bit easier to maneuver around and work on the enemies.
And it's the same enemy
risky.
spawns every time for every room, right? There's not like a variance.
Yeah, same every time. So she doesn't stay invincible forever anymore. However, for some reason, this does still take forever? Or did they not fix that?
Oh, hopefully.
Did I encounter the bug again?
Oh, no.
I was too fast.
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the bugs in this boss fight is if you kill her too fast, it can soft lock the fight.
Dang.
Which looks like is what Shadow encountered here.
So
I
that's what I
assume
meant
they
by
patched it.
that's what I meant by invincibility phase in Acheron, the next one. That's what happened. for me. Funny enough, the Nile one didn't start doing that to me until after a couple patches in.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't encounter that one for a bit as well, but I guess we're just getting too fast for the game, honestly. I see someone in the chat wrote pizza %.
Exactly. Another small quirk is dying counts as the level completing simply because it's the end screen.
Huh. I didn't think about that,
Yeah.
but that would be a kind of a way to cheese it.
So you could do
Yeah.
it 100%.
Just die through every single level. I mean, that would mean the easy and
Wow.
medium, or goat and lamb difficulties would be harder because you'd have to die more.
Exactly. It'd be the only category where the higher the difficulty, the faster the run.
I think at some point as well, don't quote me on this, but they are planning on working for adding like custom, just to implement like custom music into that, if I'm not mistaken, Shadow. Or the ability to like just import your own music. Ooh, a little bit too unlucky with the lava there.
I'll just have to take damage in the next room.
Thankfully, you got a Void Stalker right there if you wanna.
I guess no one expected her to make it so far.
That was weird.
Everyone except for me.
I was so low on the Fury, I couldn't kill a marionette with one hit.
And knowing that that guy's not going to one-shot you is playing it dangerous, but I respect it.
Though, also shout outing, since we get to play through this song again, I personally wish they had a little bit more fast-paced songs, or like a song that was faster paced than this, but I personally like this song a lot because of how fast the beat is.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes the level go by faster because you can just output way more DPS.
Yeah. I think the enemies attacked faster too, but I'm not 100% sure.
It always confuses me why that lob attack does more damage than the shots do from the Cambion.
So what made you want to decide to run all forced encounters instead of like any %? Just
I like seeing more of the level.
yeah.
That's really all it came down to.
Yeah, absolutely fair.
Because I asked myself that. Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, wow, they fixed that.
oh, that was a lucky fall there.
So I was going to bring up that exact crystal, that Styx crystal for one of the bugged ones, but it seems they've actually fixed it. I was unable to shoot it with either the hounds or the Vulcan directly.
Oh yeah, in the lower, in the previous patches.
Yep.
Look me in the eye.
All right, hopefully we go slow enough this time. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, that's interesting. You got to like take your time on that transition.
I think as well when I ran that when I was running that I think I soft locked as well, and I ended up just waiting a little bit then skipping the level because would have beaten the boss anyways, but
Yeah, I could have done the same. I was only like 3 attacks away from.
I think probably what causes her to have to take so much time, take so much time to transition is because every time she transitions, she has to sync up with the music.
Oh, and she can't just ever get back on beat. Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
Because like if there's no like definite time that you're going, definite beat you're going to kill her. So
See, now that would be very interesting to look into. I'm so lucky. That should have hit.
oh yeah, that's true. If you can calculate like the measures of like when the transition is about to happen and kill her specifically, like right before each one of those, sort of be like Mario's running
The bus. We're bringing in the bus analogy. Yeah,
What?
every what is it?
Oh,
Every 2 frames or something.
I don't know anything about that one. I was going to talk about the original Mario Bros. Frame rule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's the famous bus analogy, where pretend you're waiting for a bus that only comes every, I think, 35 frames.
Oh wow. I've never heard it explained like that, but that makes total sense.
Hopefully that was slow enough. Yeah, it does look like
All
it
right.
was. Also, I would have died there had I not picked up the crystal.
Yeah. A little
I
bit
think
of a
really-
close encounter.
Nice.
I was going to say, I literally took damage as I picked it up. The health activated first. That was just pure luck. Because I've had it do it the other way around, where you're standing on the crystals and it refuses to heal you.
There is also some unlucky times where the crystals can go some tree, but you can't. Even if it's like little on the ground. It's a tad travel time.
This was accurate.
All right. So there's a story reason, but this level you do not have pass.
Yeah, but our bond wasn't broken. Just on hiatus.
It makes it a little bit harder of the skull as to maintain your.
They try to compensate by throwing those everywhere. But sometimes it's not enough.
Even the transitions have probably an up-up amount of enemies than normal transitions do.
The
Weirdly
beat is
enough, I
also
found
so
it's-
slow.
Yeah, this is by far the slowest, I believe.
I've not actually done the calculations for that, but it certainly does sound like it seem like one.
Anyway, what were you saying, Shadow?
I was going to say, weirdly enough, I found that most times it is faster to clear this room by just walking in circles instead of like sitting there and waiting for them to come to you, because they get stuck on this wall a lot of the time. So it's like you finish a lap and then you turn around and go the other way around, and then you just keep doing that. Where'd you go?
See, I thought he was inside the thing.
Especially Seraphs get stuck on it.
I've had a Seraph die before.
Oh, really? Those shipping containers are a bit of terrain.
Yeah, I was chasing one and it just like went into that container and disappeared off the map one time. Also, that one just like literally warped. Like one frame it was one place and then it was just teleported.
Trains run here. Not ever. Tunnel's so dark and deep, ain't
At least on my end.
back from.
Yeah, they're annoying. I've had them time somersaults before, like basically backflips to avoid the splash damage from Vulcan before. So this one's pretty straightforward. We pretty much stand on this square. Unless it's occupied.
Unless they ask you politely to move.
Yeah, the Void Stalkers look really threatening. But honestly, they take so long to attack sometimes and just kind of do their lightning, like, weaving stuff so much that you can get right up in their face.
Yeah, me and Shadow have been having debates of like whether the Stalker being one of or the Void Stalker. At one point we were talking about like, oh, do they even have more? They do. I think what probably makes the Void Stalker a little bit easier is the fact that they don't like constantly zigzagging. Even though
You touch that. Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say, if you touch that water, you get reset to the beginning of the room. I have no idea why.
No,
Yep. I was also too fast. There's two Sarahs that spawn up there. The most recent patch, for some reason, or the second most recent patch, made it so they spawn a little slower. So it used to be that if you were sprinting past, you get tagged by their AoE. Now they don't even know you exist. I would say this room is probably one of the ones that I could get a lot of time save on in the future, because it is really hard to figure out where everything's spawning, even though it's pretty open.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a lot of stuff to get stuck on here too. Do the stomp radiation hitboxes? I don't know quite what to call it, but the stomps that the behemoths do those, like, the hitboxes on those feel inaccurate? I'm not sure what y'all feel about that, but to me it always felt like I was jumping out of the way of them, and then it like snapshot me at my last place.
Oh, the sword attacks or the fire wave?
I think the fire rage behemoths.
Yeah.
Lay down there.
I've had that in the past. I've found that, like, just jumping right next to them seems to work. Because I used to try to jump and go backwards, and I would accidentally get hit by the attack like 3 times. Or like 2 or 3 times by doing that.
Yeah, sort of a full sense of, oh, I can dodge that. It doesn't dodge it. I'm personally, Shadow's certainly a lot better with shooters. So I'm a lot less apt, I'd say, to those like ring attacks that are big, but they have like probably a different hitbox to how they look. So I get hit a ton more by those than I probably should be. I'd say that they're generally
building to this moment. chaos.
For myself, at least, they're generally pretty,
Keep grinding souls down to nothing and back.
a little bit bigger than they would suggest.
Like earlier, visually I got hit by it, but I didn't take any damage until I got hit by it a second time. I guess I was jumping in the same frame or something. But yeah, I would say that it is misleading sometimes.
Also in this room, this is probably one of the more harder rooms. Nearing closer to the end, they sort of bit of enemies at you and don't really give you too many 6 healing crystals yet.
Wow, that took forever.
I know I told you, Crimson, the last time we were here, but I think this is the room that took me the longest across the whole game. And then comparatively, the boss was like relatively easy.
Funny enough, I still have problems with the Acheron boss.
Yeah, for me it was more the collision on the ground, and I can bring that up when you get there.
Yeah, this is like one of the few bosses that have a dynamic environment that you fight in, which personally myself, this is my favorite boss by far out of all of them. I wish they did a lot more. I wish they did a bit more with the environment manipulation.
Yeah, by far it's really cool. Probably the most aesthetically pleasing boss fight.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like Judge, if you beat her inside the game, Judge, you can go into the bestiary and look at Judge and see her and see how she looks for this level. Gears and everything factory, all very beautiful. What are you gonna say?
They're just hiding on the other side of the wall. I'm so glad that didn't happen. I almost accidentally bugged the game out.
Is it just an issue with like enemies clipping into things or something?
So there's a spot right here. They might have actually patched that out with their other patches, but I've accidentally teleported directly into the boss room by landing somewhere in there when I was trying to dash back onto the platform. And it's actually a pretty forgiving skip, or it was.
Oh, but that invalidates AFE, right?
Exactly.
A little bit of hidden void darker behind him, feeling famous.
Come on, come over here. I have the high ground.
Probably a good strategy, which he's showing here, is getting them all consolidated to one point, so as opposed to juggling them when they're all around.
How big this was?
Wow, that didn't heal me at all.
She was close to doing it.
Oh yeah, wow, that
Being the
Serve the wheels of fate.
Yes, I think the layout of this arena is my favorite, but the gears, the hitboxes of the gears feel very unforgiving for like trying to move around on them.
Yeah. I would say that she also seems to have like infinite health in this level sometimes. As where is that? Like compared to every other level, her health bar does not seem to drop.
I think she does have a bit more health. I've noticed that a lot of my damage is jet damage, even if I'm like hitting her directly.
So that attack, I lucked out there too. Every so often they can activate like super homing. And they'll just start wrapping around you.
I have the sky.
I'm genuinely surprised that there's not like, I mean, obviously the game is still pretty new, but some form of like damage glitch, you know, where you do something and increase the damage of one gun just massively enough that it makes bosses a lot easier. I feel like that would be the next like big thing.
I know there's been some talk in the Discord about experimenting with Persephone.
Oh, because of the ultimate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would like to see, if anything,
I didn't get it.
maybe a little off Persephone.
I would too.
It is probably like my favorite one. Visually, aesthetically. Yeah, it like has a lot. You have to fight like. But damage-wise, it is probably the lowest DPS. Yeah.
I shall be obeyed.
Oops. I somehow soared over my intended trajectory by a lot.
My God.
Is what I was saying. The hitboxes for these are so weird.
Yeah.
I thought you were on the water there.
It, especially when she changes the directions of them sometimes, it's like, I feel like the game stops knowing what to do with you specifically, and then just kind of throws you. It'd be pretty funny to see how far you can get tossed.
Is there a wall around this arena, or is it just, can you just run out there?
I'll try in a moment after I kill her.
Yeah. Obviously don't do anything unsafe right now.
Something honestly I thought about this need. With the nose up, I'm one of them. There you go. They added these.
Okay, yeah, there's a box somewhere right around there that'll reset your position.
I think that was just you landing.
Well, you can chill safely in the water in a lot of the parts, but maybe you're right there.
Okay.
It might be deep. I don't know.
Deep water, the bane of all.
Yeah. Help, I can't swim. All right. So as I said, gonna go the safe route on this one too. Specifically because when you go to fight the actual red judge, she has her first wave of attacks. And of course it's like, you know, the last level. So her first wave of attacks, she can send out like hundreds of projectiles. So she like dots the landscape with these flame things that expand and then shoots like projectiles everywhere, right? And it pretty much covers the whole arena and makes it like not a safe place to stand. And if you go into that arena and she activates the combo at just the right way, you pretty much insta-die as soon as you walk in. And I found that while you can get lucky, which I have a couple of times on that, but if you walk in with the the Hound's ult, you can actually cause her to get like skip. Essentially, she'll immediately go to the second part of that phase. So
Yeah, I have not gone to the speed at which I skip some. No, I skip in dialogue. Especially with the final boss deal.
that's another reason why Vulcan is so good.
she has because Aimbot. So even though I make a precision become see that one get over.
But yeah, with Ultimate Summer Dave at max rank, which it is, you're pretty much charging your ults faster than they can like pretty much deal with you.
The judge was up to something. Since she got her memory back,
Like, look, I'm already almost
don't get to rule
to the point where I got my ult again. So whatever weapon you're using a lot,
Yeah. I don't think back and I don't like it. It's round. When he's not using.
spawned on the other side of the room. I've never seen it do that. It either spawns right there, or sometimes over here somewhere.
Also, I think in the newest patch, the problem fix the calibration. So I'm calibrator, or it would give you like set it all, even though, or when you were using it, which was for me personally, it was a. Now that that's fixed. Easier, calibrate, and on beat.
Oh no.
A good thing you got that last down. Oh, and he brings you back down. Yeah, that's the one thing about the Vulcan is if Anakin and you get off beat, you sort of get on.
Maybe she had forgotten stuff too.
Yeah, that was scary for a second. Also, that health, that Styx Crystal didn't even heal me. It was like barely any health at all.
Answer, Joe. You don't have to move to the beat. You don't have to dash to the beat either. But if you dash to the beat, it does maintain your combo, and it does allow you to have faster.
That's why I wasn't caring too much about my Fury right there. That huge spawn of marionettes. We're going for a score, yeah. Because I think the amount of time you spend at 16 times.
Actually, that's something interesting. Do score runs use a different weapon? Or did they use the Vulcan?
I would want to say yes. Because you do too much damage with the Vulcan. If I switch to the Hounds right there, I can shoot the marionette once and then slaughter it. So I get the points for the slaughter.
And it's just all about like maximizing the points without getting hit.
So there's a ton of built-in combos, but I think double slutters might be one of the more scoring ones.
It's, if utilized a lot, it can definitely give a lot. Well as headshot. Whereas with the Vulcan and sort of see, get as many you want to.
What had happened back there with the Aimbot?
Yeah, I got
Well,
through the
it
cloud
does.
fast enough.
Why'd they go after him?
The
Get rid of him.
oh, go ahead.
They afraid of him. Tell you now,
And here we are in the final
I
fight.
should have thought about that more.
Not quite.
Oh. Oh wait, no, that's right. There's this one. Okay, good.
No.
I was gonna mention, you do have your hit streak on the left. More hits you get, more score you get out of that as well. So theoretically, if you were spread out your hits possible and get as many hits as you can, that would benefit your score. But I would say the Hound's probably the best option.
So unlike most of the other bosses, I'm gonna make sure I go in with full HP.
And also,
hope I
like
get-
most other bosses, this one isn't a judge.
Yeah, she's actually the judge, like the red judge instead of an aspect. Sometimes Cambions are annoying. They like, you know, try their best to stay in range of you so they can shoot you. And sometimes they go on vacation and kind of forget to do any of that.
Seemed to me like Judge got a raw deal back there.
That
I
It
guess
was somehow
that's
faster to do that than it was to go get the health crystal. All right, so skip the epic cutscene. Immediately do this. Hope she doesn't immediately kill me with the. All right, we skipped it. And we just have this to worry about. So if you don't do enough damage to her immediately, which is what I've been able to do a couple of times with Last Breath, but she started, I don't know if it was the most recent couple patches, she tucks her stomach in now when she goes to do that first wave, making it very hard to hit her.
And luckily, this funnel boss is pretty simple. You shoot the glowy bits.
Yeah. She didn't stay in the guard phase for too long. She usually stays there a lot longer.
There was an earlier patch. You could stay up top on the platform. Allow you to shoot the aspect down, get hit by an aim.
Again, I'm doing this to try to skip a lot of shots. Didn't quite happen.
Pretty close, though.
Oh, I'm not just doing that for the memes.
I wasn't sure. Do they push? Did enemies get pushed back into the wall there?
I believe there's a little bit of knockback, yeah.
Yeah.
Final stand. Single it.
Ooh, that ultimate was really good.
Yeah. Get to see it once and only the permanent.
Nice.
Deal with.
The amount of times I've died on that last phase is kind of saddening. I got stuck in a reload twice there. I think we beat our time, like our estimate, at the very least.
Is that time?
Yeah,
almost.
oh, wait, oh, no,
Almost.
Yeah, it, yeah, you gotta wait for her to dramatically die. Wait for it. And that's where the timer would stop.
Nice.
You have come
Good shot.
but I only have part of it.
And then you got the
The rest is in
lovely bit here. I don't know if you want me to
some of
just
us
skip over that.
Totally up to you. If people want to learn this game, learn more about speedrunning it, where should they go?
So there is there's a couple of guides put out by the casual on speedrun.com. I want to say /Metal Hellsinger. Hang on. I'm just so used to just typing Metal Hellsinger in my search bar, and it's like the first thing that pops up for me. So it's speedrun.com /metal_Hellsinger. And then there's in the guide section, the casual put forward a how-to for each of the levels on goat. It was either goat or lamb, but the casual was one of the pioneers as well for going through pretty much and like reducing the time. He was the first to get sub 1 hour in the like the any difficulty run. So basically on the link, like on the guide section, there's like each level and how like to shave off time and whatnot for it. Otherwise, I would say my personal strat is you do a full run, all 8 hills, and no matter how good or bad you do, you just keep going until you finish it, right? And then afterwards, you try to tackle each level individually and try to beat your best time on that level individually. And once you get a PB on all of them, you retry the 8 hells again. So like pretty much every time you get a better time, you're going to shave off like, you know, a minute or two at the very least if you, you know, do it that way. Because if you practiced each level and then you go to do the full run, regardless of if you go a little bit over or under on a run, like on a level, you've got the other levels that you've practiced enough that you can save time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, thank you for coming on and showing this off, and you know, glad we got to do it with your internet giving us the business.
Yeah. So this is the final score screen. The timer stops, but in order to get verified, you need to at least show this screen to show that the level was done. There was a patch a while back that added an accessibility option that allows you to play through the entire game and always beat match. So,
I guess that is good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It'll
so
cancel you off on the leaderboards. So
yeah, it'll remove you from the leaderboards. So just so there's a quick check, if you can see a score and your unbeat isn't 100%, well, mostly the score thing. So as long as that's good. But yeah, again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
A blast.
Yeah, thank you to Shadowfang_live. Check him out on Twitch for this, and Crimson Blooded Ruby for coming back and commentating this. He was the one who did the YOLO run last time, and that was really appreciated.
Yeah, you really pulled through for me there.
Yeah,
thanks.
I did a really good job. Yeah, so we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with Gunfire Reborn. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, welcome back to Aimbot. So we just had a Metal Hellsinger run, and now we're going to have a Gunfire Reborn showcase by Shockwave. I know him very well, that's why I call him that. Quick couple of announcements. If you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, !links in chat for all things GDQ. And your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick with AGDQ 2023 costs, including hotel cancellation costs. Please consider subscribing to help support Games Done Quick and support this HotFix content. So, Shock is filling in for a runner that had some technical issues. So I asked him, hey, why don't you come on and do Time Shift? And he said, no, I got you. I'm going to do Gunfire Reborn.
Okay.
So why Gunfire Reborn?
So Gunfire Reborn, it's been a game I picked up about 2 to 3 months ago, I'd say at this point, and it's kind of replaced my quick casual thing. Like, I want something I can just play a quick game of, and then I'm done for the day. Or, we can do a longer session with like 3 of us. Kirk, here example on commentary, we'll put up a game for like an hour, and it's a lot of fun because it's different every time. You never know how ridiculous it's going to get with this game.
Yeah, and I saw you DM'd me earlier today that you got a run that was like 30 seconds within record. So
yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah. So
Unfortunately,
this is pretty RNG. Are the speed strats consistent, or do you do different things?
So with this game, there's some consistency strats. So unfortunately with this newest update, which I'll talk about in later, there's actually a way to make the speed strat consistent, unlike beforehand where it was very volatile whether you were going to have a fast run or not. At least with this first run, it's pretty consistent. With the second character I'll be showing off, it's somewhat consistent. You still need some things to go your way, but for the most part, you can make it work. I've changed a couple things from what the world record does to make it more consistent for the sake of this show.
Okay. All right, well, feel free to introduce Kirk, and then whenever you're ready, let's get it rolling.
Yeah, Kirk, you can go ahead and say hi first if you want.
Yeah, hi, I'm Trader Kirk.
So, all right, so before we get started, there's a couple things I do explain. Gunfire Reborn is a roguelike FPS game, so if you know what roguelikes are, if you've seen like Spelunky or Rogue Legacy, you kind of get the gist of what's going on here. But before we go ahead, I'm going to explain a couple things. First off, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty of the game, so there's 4 different difficulties, and even the 4th difficulty has 8 different difficulties of that. So I'm playing on the hardest difficulty of that. I'm playing alone, as you can see, and I'm playing on Lone Wolf mode. Lone Wolf mode was the extra thing they just added recently in a patch, which lets you increase the difficulty even further, but in exchange you get an extra... Basically, you get an extra perk, one of the strongest perks in the game. You get to pick one at the start. So instead of having 3 of these, I now have 4. And this is what makes this run a lot more consistent. So I'm picking this perk, which for all intents and purposes is just a general buff to everything. I do triple damage, I can dash a lot, I have my skills a lot, I move faster, but like the more I pick stuff up, the less beneficial it is. So that's generally it. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty that's meant for 2 players, but I'm doing it by myself. And the run's not starting yet until I go through the door, because I need to pick up my actual first blessing. That was the other one I was talking about earlier, was my bonus. So I'm going to look here for this one here. This blessing, this perk here, makes all of my weapon upgrades throughout the entire run free of charge. I can have all of them that I want. There's a limitation here, but I don't care about it. I'll never hit that limit. So I'm going to grab this. Wow, these are bad. All right, we'll start with this. All right, timer will start once I load into this first room. Because there's an in-game time on the top left of the screen. And go. We got the worst room. So the bird is kind of neat because the bird's got a lot of movement tech with its primary skill, which is the leap. So like this thing I just did there. You saw my foot come up onto screen and then I kick stuff. So it's useful for movement and for actually proccing a couple buffs that I'll get later in the run. You can see I'm just melting everything because of that other perk that I got that just gave me triple weapon damage. But we've cleared a stage. Now we get to pick a character-specific buff, which all of these are bad. I'll pick that one.
So, yeah, you also...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, you also saw him skip a little room off to the side. That gives you... There's another one right there. It just gives you extra scrolls, but the strat he's doing, you pretty much just don't need them.
Yeah, you can get away with the strat that I'm doing. I'll explain what exactly I'm doing later, but you don't need any sort of huge buffs to your character to actually get through the game, so that's why I'm skipping all of that stuff. All those side rooms have a thing called a scroll, which is just a minor buff. Okay, cool. I got my main damage perk. So that character, that thing's called an Ascension. That Ascension I picked up is whenever I do a leap, I get extra damage for 3 seconds. So, see, now I can just leap again, I can get more damage. So I'm just going to be chaining that as much as possible. And that's going to be my main source of extra damage, besides of the speed strat that I'm going to be doing later. I got no peddler yet. That's kind of... Yikes. Let's see what I get there. No way. Okay. I just got a free 75% buff to my weapons. I traded some health out, but like that doesn't matter. Well, that sucks. That's fine. This means I gotta be a little careful.
So I'm assuming they have like death. You have like one free regen or something like that?
Yeah,
yeah, you get one free.
Oh, don't use the other one.
Yeah, that should be fine. It's only 2 minutes, so technically if I died, it wouldn't be that. This is one of the bad things about doing Reincarnation 8 runs, is it's very volatile. You could just get really unlucky with the stuff that you get. Like this, like I still do not have a new weapon yet. The earliest I could pick up a new weapon is stage 3 of the tomb level. Ooh, actually, yeah, that's gonna be a restart. We got unlucky. All right, well, there's my restart. Thanks, Tech. I told him this might happen.
It's okay. We planned for this.
This is very, very, very much random. Okay, cool. That didn't take long. Bad again. Alrighty. Starts when I enter this room. And go. Let's see if it's... That'll be my only reset for this character. It's just getting through the first stage. If you can get through the first stage, I can pretty much guarantee the speed strat should be fine. You can also see I can just basically smack everything in this first stage, because I'm just doing triple damage with my hand, wing, whatever you want to call it. The wing. The wing's got a hand on it, so it's a hand and a wing. I don't know.
Someone in chat's asking a question that I don't know because I've never played this game to this high of a difficulty. Can you explain about empowered enemies and which ones you don't want to see?
So if you see an enemy with blue text above their head, that means they've got some sort of buff on them. The ones I don't really want to see are defensive, aggressive, and
Immortal.
Immortal's bad too. Immortal just means an enemy takes 5 extra seconds to die after you've killed them. They'll literally just sit there and like try to attack you for 5 seconds. So if they're the last enemy you kill, you waste 5 seconds. Where are you? There's one more. I forget what it's called, but yeah, there's a couple bad ones. All right, so that's stage 2, I think. Yeah, so stage 3. Got a wave again on stage 3. That's not great. All right, well, I got one weapon I needed, and I got this modifier too, of all things. There's the Immortal. Okay. An Immortal Suicide Bomber. That's great. So I kill it, and it's going to keep chasing me for 5 seconds.
Yeah, there's also a couple of these like stage modifiers that text you see on the right side of the screen. Some of them are not super impactful. Like this one's not too bad since it takes like 3 hits or something to break. And it just blocks all damage until you break it. But there's other ones that tend to appear on boss stages that are significantly more impactful. That we can explain when we get there.
I'm probably going to get one of those just because it's just going to happen. Yeah, this one's not annoying, or this one's annoying. It's not hard to deal with. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
It means you shoot them, and then their shield will take 2 seconds to go away, and then you can finally do damage to them. So it's just a delay in how long you can kill them again. Come on. All right, does he have a shotgun? He does. And he has a rainbow. Oh my goodness. I just wasted my craftsman though. Oh, actually, I don't know if I can take this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say no to this, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to keep this Thunder Glove. Totally forgot to wait to use that craftsman, but that's fine. This is the guy that got the other Ascension for where all my weapon upgrades. He's in charge of upgrading all your weapons. And because I used it early, it means I'm stuck with this glove, which isn't it's not the worst choice, but it's definitely could be better. So that room, it's just 4 waves of enemies. I'll take the move speed. It's just 4 waves of enemies. You just have to survive the waves. I should also mention, so each level is a different theme. So this one's a tomb. It's the same map, but every time you like enter a new stage, it's just chopped up in a different way. So like I might see the same rooms again and again between different stages, but it is technically a different like iteration of the same map. And see the leap of the birds actually coming in helpful to get out of a corner like that. These horse heads are annoying because you can't shoot them unless you get to their back, or you bait them to bash you with their shield. Let's see. Come on. Thank you. They actually cooperated. The horse heads are actually cooperating quite nicely. Oh, robust. That's a bad one too. There's just a lot of bad ones, to be honest. If enemy's got a blue text on their head, they're most likely just going to be a problem. And you'll see, like, combat's going to speed up dramatically once I get to the boss. Can I reach him? Ooh. That was slick.
Is ammo consumption ever an issue? Like a problem?
It's if I run out of ammo, it's because some modifier that I got is making it a problem. Like enemies just have significant health. One of them is they just take 60% less damage for that room. So if it's ammo consumption that's my issue, it's typically the game threw something at me. It's just making it difficult. This close quarters modifier is not the greatest. Is he above? No, he's not. He's down here. Stop running away! I'm back! All right, move speed. Just making sure. Okay, alrighty. So now we're to the first boss. I don't really think I need to explain that much about it because you're about to see what happens. I'll show you all what happens first, and then I'll explain what's happening. Because just watch the health bar. It's on the top of the screen.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain spores? Or you want me to explain spores?
I think you can. I don't have the best, like a full knowledge of it.
Yeah, sure. So actually, before we get to that, so at the start of each level, you get to pick a new blessing, which are the most powerful perks, essentially. But what I'm doing here is a spore build. The spores are really powerful. There's a really complicated formula with how they work. It involves using both of your weapons in a Gemini trait, which that just means both the weapons need to have the same perk on them for it to actually work. And the short version of the formula is put a shotgun in your pocket, and that's it. You can make it stronger than that, and you can make it like way more powerful. You can actually put like a rocket launcher in your pocket and have it do significantly more damage, but it needs to be a specific kind of launcher. But for all intents and purposes, I put a shotgun in my pocket, and now everything just melts.
Yeah,
And
so basically the spores stack up based on how many projectiles are hitting enemies. And with the shotguns obviously have a lot of projectiles. And the spores take into account both your offhand weapon and your main hand weapon when applying the spores.
Yeah.
And yeah, when the spores reach a specific amount, I can't remember exactly how
It's
many
30
it is.
spores.
30? Yeah.
30 spores.
It does just like a burst of damage.
And that's what I was talking about with the formula.
Yeah.
When it does that burst of damage, it does a bunch of weird math with the weapon in your hand, the projectile count, dividing by 20 somewhere. For some reason, I don't know why it's 20, but it's 20. The community figured it all out and made a spreadsheet to figure out how to calculate the damage. And yeah, it just gets ridiculous.
does it scale on boss health, or
It scales on just the damage of your weapons and nothing else. And I already have the max damage skill for my character already, which is actually really nice. So I can do more damage than this, but for all intents and purposes, I have like all of my damage skills already, which is really good. There's a
Yeah,
headlight
and this
over
isn't even like the optimal version of this build. The shotgun he has is pretty good. Is it the...
Argus
Best shotgun?
for Argus is the best one, yeah.
Okay, that is the best shotgun.
Yeah, Argus is the best shotgun. It's not the best weapon, but it's the best shotgun.
Yeah. And the electric gauntlet's a pretty good applicator, but it's also not the best.
Yeah, I guess we can
Because
take a
you still
sec
have
since
to,
this- yeah.
you still have to aim with it.
Yeah, so we can talk about that real quick with the spore build. So there's two parts of it. There's the shotgun in my pocket, like I said earlier, and then there's the applicator. Basically, you want the weapon with the highest fire rate you possibly can have, because then it'll apply the spores really quickly and explode really quickly. So I'm using the shotgun for projectiles and damage, and then I'm using this gauntlet to apply the spores really quickly. I'm hoping to get a different weapon that shows how even more busted this is, but I have to get lucky. I did get it earlier, but I messed up the pathing just a little bit, so I'm not able to use it. But this one's still not the worst choice. Ooh, please.
and I'm assuming upgrading your weapons like on the craftsman is the integral part of like being able to do these waves really fast, and that's why you didn't take it.
Yes. Well, I saved it just in case I get the weapon to drop. I can backtrack to that craftsman and then go actually change out my weapon. So I'm doing it as a backup. Normally, if I had the weapon correctly, I would have just upgraded it when I walked in the door. I'm trying to be a little safe here to just in case something happens. I don't want that. So yeah, you can see like these are the tank enemies of this level, and you can see they just get destroyed. I think we're done with, yeah, we're done with this. All right, so we're gonna go. No lucky drop. So spores are better if you upgrade the weapon that you're not using, which is a weird way to think about it, but you want the weapon in your pocket to be more powerful than the one you're using.
Yeah, it's because upgrading the shotgun, like per upgrade, you're gonna get way more damage off upgrading the shotgun than you are upgrading the gauntlet.
And that's just you blast them with the spores and then hit them with the gauntlet.
Yeah, you can actually see the number of spores. There's a red circle above an enemy's head when I shoot them. That's the current spore counter on that enemy.
Okay.
Once it hits 30, they explode. Alright, so I just had to wait for that guy to die because he was immortal. Is this like the fourth room in a row without a modifier? This is weird.
Yeah, you're getting some weird luck here.
Some weird luck with the rooms. Oh, cool. It's the Dark Bandit is immortal. There you go. So now I just have to wait for him 5 seconds for him to die. Which wasn't too bad. Ooh,
So
an elite room. Okay.
People
Sorry,
are asking what's the optimal spore applicator.
The optimal spore applicator is called a Rainbow. What that weapon is it is. Do you know the smart pistol from Titanfall 2 or Titanfall 1? Imagine that, but on steroids.
Cool. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It has auto tracking within like a close distance. I don't know the exact distance, but it has a really good distance to like auto track targets. Its alternate fire mode will also put a dart on a target and automatically lock targets or like track a target through like walls and stuff. It's ridiculous. Oh, hey, Advanced Depot. That's pretty good. And there's Thunder Gloves again. All right, no good weapons.
Yeah, that scroll will let him shoot without ever having to reload until his reserves run out.
That's fine. Alrighty, second boss. Let's see, do I get a rainbow? I want a rainbow so bad. No. No rainbow. I mean, it's okay. The rainbow is something I can swap out for later, but for all intents and purposes, the shotgun in my pocket, that's with me for the rest of the run. I cannot change that out at this point. Yeah, this is the boss, by the way.
Cool,
And
cool build,
play a
man.
little Dark Souls here and do some iframes. Oh, hold up. We'll do some more. There you go, iframes, and then he dies. So leap has some iframes to it. If you attack while you're in the leap animation like this, you don't take damage, and after you finish the leap, you don't take damage for 2 seconds. Okay. Oh,
So that weapon is actually something that Chad was asking about. Radiation Gauntlet versus the Rainbow.
they're both very good, but for pure speed, Rainbow's better. But they're both very good. You're arguing difference here between like A+ and A tier. Like they're both very good. Come on, no. Oh wait, hold up. I can take that. So that was a scroll I just picked up. So I get 80% bonus damage if I stand still, and I get to carry that bonus with me for 4 seconds after moving. Just all damage is amplified by 80%.
What is it? Does it have a thing defined as standing still? Like, do you have to stand still for like a second?
Yeah, 1 second of no movement at all, including no jumping. So at this point, I'm just trying to ramp up my damage. I am full glass cannon for this run. So I'm using Leap not only just to proc my damage perk, but I'm also using it as a form of movement to get from area to area really quickly. This one's not great. This is just everything takes 60% less damage, essentially. It's not the worst modifier, but it's not fun.
Yeah, this one has a decent time impact just because it takes longer to kill everything. But it doesn't make it substantially harder to complete.
Oh, that octopus. I did not see him over there. Okay, cool. I keep forgetting I have Advanced Depot, so I don't have to reload. That's the one thing that's weird about running this game is the runs vary a lot. Just even like one run to the next. So I'm not used to having a gun that I don't have to reload. So in my head, it's messing with me because I'm like, oh, I have infinite ammo now. I don't have to worry about reloading when I'm used to reloading. All right, so this is one of the worst modifiers I could have gotten, actually. So this modifier is every enemy is enhanced, but I also get an extra spiritual blessing for this room. The problem is I got one of the ones that makes them take more damage, or they have damage reduction, essentially. So it's going to take longer to kill everything in this room. So this is one of the unfortunate things of running this game is sometimes you have really good runs where everything goes your way, and then you have runs like this where you get modifiers that just waste like a minute of your time because there's not much you can do. I thought I killed that guy. I'm sort of sad that I have not seen another rainbow since that one earlier.
Yeah.
It's probably just going to be how it is.
I believe in you. I believe in the rainbow.
I'm gonna say it believes in the believe. We get chat to believe in the rainbow. That would help. All right, there's one. All right, one of you. Come on. Basically playing an aim trainer right now. There you go. Nope, still nothing. Yeah, this has been definitely one of the slower runs just because of the weapon I'm using. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, dude, this definitely feels very slow. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can convey the amount of sarcasm. So I've played this game. I've never beaten a full run of it. Just because I die a lot. So this is astonishing to watch.
See, I was hoping to get a rainbow because then I can make a joke about using an aimbot on the show Aimbot. But, unfortunately, it's not how I played out here.
That's okay. I believe in you. You're going to get it right before the final boss.
Leave it in the heart of the cards. The final boss is where I don't want a rainbow, actually. I want a different gun for final boss.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to get it there. The game's going to troll you.
Yeah, that's probably true. For final boss, I want a gun with more the highest fire rate possible because it's just a single target. There's no enemies in that fight at all.
Yeah, the final peddler will have a rainbow and a dual edge in it.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, this is just another wave fight. So another thing is like rooms have multiple variations of what they can be. They can be a wave fight room like this. They can just be a normal room. They can be a room with a modifier on it. They can be a normal room with a lot of enemies, with less enemies. So like each room has multiple variations of the exact same thing over and over again. So in this case, I just got a regular wave fight room, but some rooms can also just take a lot of time because you just got the extra enemy room. Oh, geez, hi. What are you doing here?
Is it possible to get a full area with no wave fights, or is there like one guaranteed per?
No, you can get through certain areas without a wave fight. Just realize I'm running out of ammo. Said that earlier. Oh, I don't have ammo troubles. Don't worry about it. But of course, here.
I almost mentioned Advanced Depot being like
rainbow!
you got one.
Rainbow!
Never mind.
Rainbow! Yay! Let's check it too. I got the double beam.
The double beam.
I got the double beam. Yay! All right, the game's just like, all right, you suffered enough. You could have all of your speed. So this, yes. Now you'll get to see the aimbot.
Cool.
And I got, fortunately, 2 aimbots for the price of 1. So there you go. So I don't really have to aim anymore.
You just gotta hold down the trigger and run at them, huh?
Yep. This is what I wanted to do earlier. Those are both bad. All right.
And you're just buying full refills from that guy?
Yeah, because gold is useless to me at this point. I go to the peddler, which is the merchant, and I just buy whatever scrolls he has for sale because I'm not going to any bonus rooms that do have scrolls normally. So the peddler is basically my only source of scrolls, unless I get lucky and one of the rooms, the purple fire things on the right side of my screen, that room drops a scroll. Man, that's I'm very happy I got this one at least. All right, and here's a lobster. Goodbye. All right, so ironically, this Elite Gathering, I picked this as one of my blessings because it's actually really fast. So instead of fighting a giant room of enemies, instead I'm just going to fight 3 harder enemies, so I can just kill these 3 and then I can move on. And of course, I got 3 Elite Kappas, which are not fun to fight. All right, cool. All right, Kirk, you taking bets on if I'm fighting the dragon or the boat?
Oh, it's definitely going to be the dragon.
It's definitely going to be the dragon. All right, cool. I'll take that, and
It's been the dragon all day.
it's going to be the crappy modifier, too. We'll take that one. All of those were bad. I got the boat! Yay, this is the better boss for me to fight. The other one's just really hard to fight with the spore build, because I can't do it all the damage.
Yeah, you also got a good aura.
I did. Yeah, and since all my weapon upgrades are free, every time I see a craftsman, it's just 3 upgrades to the shotgun in my pocket.
Oh, this seems pretty good, I'll say.
Yep.
You just gotta get close.
Yep, just gotta get a little close. I mean, technically I could mark them with the rainbow's alternative fire, but just get a little close. So the boss fight here is you grab an artillery charge and then you shoot it at the water shield. I don't know, that's how that works. Come on, break the thing. All right, where's the dude? He's over here. Give me the thing. Nope, I don't want to leap. Give me the thing. Give me the thing. Thank you. I was having trouble picking up the thing. Just gotta keep an eye. There we go. All right, that was the better boss to fight. So this is where any percent ends. That one's better. You would go through the portal on your right over there and end the run, but we're doing full game, so I'm going to the snow level. Oh, you didn't want to talk to me. All right, so here's the snow level. This is a bonus level. Everything is a little chunkier, just because it's supposed to be the final level, so they really want you to make sure that you're really built up for this. But I am using an aimbot, so you know.
Oh wait, does it go through walls?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
That's
It
cool.
ignores line of sight.
Yeah,
That's
here
one
you
of
go.
that's one of the major benefits of using this over the radioactive gauntlet. The radioactive gauntlet respects line of sight. This gun doesn't.
Yeah, so this lets you play a lot safer, huh? Okay.
You play a lot safer. Like you don't have to aim at things. You can also track enemies. There's for the desert stage or desert level, you have to. They call the different like small areas stages, so got to be careful with the terms. But for the desert level, there's two bosses. I fought the Tiger Phoenix thing, whatever it's called, Lynx. There's also a sandworm. If you use a rainbow and you use the alternate fire to mark it, you can actually shoot it through the floor and kill it like while it's doing different animations.
Wait, so it's real, but that's pretty cool that they made it real beneath the floor.
Oh yeah, yep, it's real beneath the floor. So you can kill it underneath the floor, which is really funny. Yeah. Yeah, this build is great, and it's also pretty easy to put together. Like any character can do this. This is not a character-specific build, I should mention. I just like the bird character the most. It is the first character I played, and I just kind of fell in love with this character compared to everyone else. And it's got a fun aggressive play style to the bird with the whole leaping into battle.
I was gonna say, I've seen you play Destiny. I know how aggressive you are.
Whoa! What does that mean?
No, you're just. I've played PvP with you in Destiny. You take a lot of aggressive angles that I don't. You're also better at shooting than I am, so you know.
All right, Flying Saucer has to go down first here because it gives shields to everything in the area. There you go. Yeah, it's we're on a snow mountain with polar bears, penguins, monkeys, and UFOs. Make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay.
I've played Borderlands.
I'm just making sure it tracks. Yeah, I mean, you can see here, I'm just abusing the invulnerability window of Leap, like, a lot. So one of the benefits of my damage skill that I picked up is if I kill anything while the damage skill is procced, I can get Leap back. So I can basically leap, kill things, get a leap back to do it again, and then that's the cycle, is you leap, kill, leap, kill, leap, kill. Wow, okay, I'm gonna curse it, but I'm getting good modifiers here at least.
Is it possible to get a modifier that turns off spores?
No.
Okay.
There's one technically that does that.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're correct, yeah.
Yeah, there's one modifier that it essentially forces you to use the starting gun, the one that's on his third slot. It's just like the default weapon. It doesn't really do anything extra. But the modifier just turns all your damage down on everything besides that weapon, and then gives it like a crazy crit bonus.
Yeah, it's negative 90% damage to anything that's not the starting weapon.
Ooh.
So like you could use a spore build, but it will not be even close to as effective. I can still not believe I got the double beam rainbow.
Does it connect both beams to one enemy?
No, it'll only do it on one enemy. I was waiting for that guy to down me, to be honest. All right, cool. We're at the end of this level because here's the elite enemies. You're not real. Oh, I should get the monkey first.
Yeah, how exactly are you regaining your health? Is it the leap?
So I'm gaining armor. This character uses armor, not a shield. So I can gain armor by just doing general damage to things, but also my leap will generate a bunch of armor whenever I get a hit. In terms of health, enemies will drop health kits for you, essentially. Every so often one will drop for you, so I can just heal off that. Oh, come on. That's not the right one, I think. I don't think that's the right one. Yeah, it's not the right one. You're the right one. So this one's real because it's taking a while to kill it. So I know it's the real. Just gotta wait for it to die. There you go. That's one. It's not gonna go find the other one. It's not this one. It's not that one. Come on. It's that one. So I'm just gonna play around here. Be invulnerable. Where is he? There he is. Goodbye. We'll take that, and we're on to the final boss. And okay, that wasn't, I guess, worthless. So here, let's see if the peddler is nice to me and gives me a better weapon for the boss fight. Doesn't look like it. I got skateboarder though. I'll take. Oh, but I have advanced depot, so who cares? That's right.
Auto reloading your infinite mag weapon.
All right. So this is the pole monarch. Okay, good modifier on the room. He's got 4 phases. He's got this starting phase, then he'll go to the side on each arena and break one of these things open. So now I'm in second phase. I guess you could call it 5 phases, last stand, whatever. But
What's the bar below his health?
that's him charging up to go into last stand. And in that case, like, everything gets turned up a little bit, so it becomes a little more difficult. All right, so there you go. That's phase 2 done. Now we'll go to phase 3 once I break this thing. And I'm actually purposely marking him in the head just for just a little bit of crit damage. It's very small how much it actually gives me, but any little bit helps. So now we're playing a bullet hell game.
Yeah, this is a Toho. I've played these.
Yeah, it's a Toho game. And once he cycles to here, come on, cycle. There you go. All right, get ready on time. When he dies, it's time. And just gotta wait here for a second. And time.
Yeah, he's basically racing that countdown bar to skip the final phase where he has like all of his abilities out.
Alright, yeah, but that's Solo Reincarnation 8 on at least Bird. That was a pretty okay run. Got some bad modifiers that really pushed it for a longer thing, and also using the Thunderclap glove for like half the run didn't really help. But I mean, that's Spores. You break the game with math because they made the complication or the formula for Spores really complicated, but it boils down to put a shotgun in your pocket like this, and then you're done. That's the build. Anyway, so that's Bird. And Amy said that he wanted a little more variety tonight, so
I gave Shock an hour, and Shock was like, "All right, I'll mix it up for you."
well, I said I was going to do the same character twice, but then you were like, "Oh, let's do a different build." So I tried a different build, but it was a disaster. I could never get it to work. So I decided to pull this character up. His name's Albi. It's the dog character. All the heroes in this game are different animals, so you can just refer to them by their animal. But we're gonna play as the dog, and instead of using overconsumption as my free blessing, we're gonna use endless assault, because this is the safety strat. So if I was going for actual speed, I would stick with this for the damage, but I would rather have extra ability usage, so I'm gonna use this one instead. This gives me a secondary ability every 3 seconds, and then it also doubles how many I can hold. You'll see why doubling is very important.
Is this going to go for that build that you were practicing?
Yeah, you got to
okay.
yesterday.
Yeah, all right.
So I picked
all right.
this because I think chat would like it. I have played this character for a total of like 3 days, so you know we'll try this out. It's a lot of fun if I can get it going.
Richard, we good to go? All right.
All right, I'll tell you when to start. I'm gonna try to make this as ability heavy as possible with no weapons, but I will use weapons if I need to.
Okay, so I know exactly what he's going for because this is the one I was watching in practice.
Alrighty. So I grabbed this. We'll you know, if you want to read that, go ahead. You can screenshot it and read it. But I'll just let you all see what this is because it's more funny if you just watch what I'm doing rather than trying to understand the text. Alrighty, time starts on load of this room. All right, chat. Let me know when you see if let me know if you see what I'm doing here.
This is just fastball build.
He's throwing a couple more grenades than you usually do.
Yep, there's just normal amount. All of these are bad. These are really bad. I need a certain skill probably by the end of this level, so I got some time to get it. Yeah. Yeah, I think chat's noticing something is a little bit wrong, but no, nothing's really wrong here. This is actually normal gameplay, and I'm not joking.
Oh.
No, this is not a glitch. This is an actual skill. The skill is when I throw a grenade, there's a 40% chance I throw every grenade in my pocket at once, and it's free of charge. This is not a glitch. They designed this character to do this.
So dumb.
It's ridiculous.
It also increases your grenade damage every time one of those grenades hits an enemy, and it stacks.
It's just dumb. That's just it. It's just ridiculous. Now I'll stick with this.
So I guess can the and I'm gonna reveal myself as a scrub here. The engraving on your gun,
Inscription.
Can that affect your grenade damage at all?
No. Those typically stay just for weapons.
Okay, so you just don't care about your weapon at all here.
I'm not going to talk to a craftsman at all. And for the most part, I will probably not pick up another weapon. Yeah, you just spam Q. This is the build.
Need to put this on a free scroll mouse.
It gets ridiculous. Okay. I mean, that's not terrible, but I would like something better. I probably should have went back to the peddler and bought grenades, but oh well. So I chose Endless Assault for the grenade regen. So that way I would always have a grenade in my pocket. And you can actually see it's actually starting to become an issue. This is where this run becomes a little volatile, but there's a peddler in here, so I'm pretty lucky. Oh, there's a peddler in the next room.
Yeah, basically what he's looking for is there's an ascension that, is that the 40% one? That just gives you like I think it's either 30 or 40% chance to just not use a grenade when you throw it.
Yeah, it's 30% at first, and then it goes to 40%
upgrades,
and then 60%. Yeah, so I can stack the 40% from the blessing I have right now. Hey, look, a rainbow. I can stack the 40% I have with that with the 30% of the other thing, and I will basically never run out of grenades.
Was it additive or multiplicative? Do you know? I assume the community is.
I think it's just a chance each time. So like there will be a 40% chance to not consume and then a 30% chance to not consume because I don't gain grenades if they both proc. I just don't use a grenade. All right, we're at the boss fight already. Okay, all right. Well, now I'm going to be tossing 2 grenades every time I throw a grenade. So that's fun.
Wait, so does that double? So like you have 3 grenades on 5. If you toss 2, does that mean you toss 10?
No, I just every time I toss 1 grenade, I'm tossing 2 now.
Okay.
Which means if I have 14 grenades in my pocket, I throw 28 grenades.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Cool.
So yeah, that's a boss, by the way. Don't want that. Oh, come on, don't make this difficult for me, game. You're gonna make this difficult. All All right, let's see what other ascensions I get. But for consumption, yeah, I would go safe here. So I picked up a thing that'll let me re-roll the thing that gives me ascension, so I have another chance of getting the skills I want. I have a copycat.
Enter the level that immediately just
Yep, just throw grenades. Yep. And they're just more coming out of my face. Don't worry about it. Man, this is... I just love the fact that I could say this is not a glitch. This is intended. It's intended for you to just be vomiting grenades this often.
The first time I saw this, I was actually shocked. I didn't think there was any way you could break this game harder than the Spore build, but this is somehow faster than Spores.
Yeah, so for context, the world record for the bird character that I just played is 15 minutes and 24 seconds, and everything's dead already. It's 15 minutes and 24 seconds. The world record for this character is 8 minutes and some odd seconds.
Oh my god.
Hey, I got it. Grenade Master. Okay. No, I probably will never run out of grenades. So, I love you. Hope. Let me try that again. I hope you love hearing me spam my keyboard because that's all I'm going to be doing for the rest of the run now.
Cool. A very normal visual.
Just vomiting grenades. Don't worry about it.
Can it proc on itself?
No, it is not
Okay.
self-procking. It's only when I throw a grenade, like when I press the grenade throw button, will the vomit grenade activate. I don't know what else to call it. It's called atomic bomb. I guess I could just call it that, but yeah. See, God, I got the skill, and yet I'm somehow still out of grenades. This is weird. I guess I spoke too soon. No, that's fine. Is there any... There's no peddler here, so let's just regenerate some grenades.
There are grenade damage modifiers you can pick up, or is it always just the same?
Yeah, so there's the yellow skills that I'm picking up from the Ascensions. Those are my grenade modifiers.
Yeah, sorry, I meant more like
Something like scrolls
some,
and stuff?
Well, like some guns are, lightning, some guns are fire, that kind of stuff.
Oh no, that's fine.
Can you pick up grenades that do, or grenade skills that do that?
The grenades count as a skill, so anything that has...
sucks.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to do that.
Any scroll that has skill damage bonus will increase its grenade damage.
Okay.
Well, do I try again, or do we just call it there?
Sure, try it again. You're the last run tonight.
It was
you
6 minutes. I don't. That's.
You are only
rusted.
delaying yourself at this point.
All right, we'll give it one more run. One more run for. I reset the other run once, so we'll reset this one too. You know what? That's the logic.
One free. You get a free.
Yeah. I mean, even with that spammy build, something can still sneak up on you when you're not paying attention. Alrighty. Whenever I load. I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, Richard. I didn't warn you.
The dots in this game, the damage over time is very brutal. I know, at least personally, that's mostly what I die from, is getting dotted by something, and then it just ticks me down.
Is there like revival in this game? I've never played co-op.
In co-op, yes, you can revive as many times as you want. But in solo, you only get one free revive, and you have to pay currency to do it.
Yeah, there's also some scrolls that'll give you revives. There's triple comeback, which gives you, I think, 3 for a health debuff, like you have less total health.
Oh, triple comeback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's one other one that I can't remember the name of.
It's the blessing, right? That you're talking about?
Fake death. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
but no, I was talking about Lifesaver, which isn't exactly the same. It's like a health gate, a one-time health gate, I think.
The thing. Okay, well, he's got Grenade Master right away.
Yeah.
That's good.
Chat's saying lifesaver.
Yeah, it's lifesaver. There's 100 and we just saw is there's 156 scrolls in this game. It's hard to remember every single one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Dude,
though. I
I've
appreciate
met
it.
I've met Binding of Isaac players, and they can remember everything in that game. So I don't know.
All right, so this is where the grenade build gets ridiculous. I can just spam the spawn point of the enemies here. What are you doing there? Oh yeah.
So goofy.
Yeah, it's, remember, intentional. I'm actually running out of grenades, so let's go ahead and restock. I guess, like, technically the two best skills to start. Like, I got the throw 2 grenades once, and then I got the don't consume a grenade when you throw it.
Yeah, you're basically at the point you were in the last run, just without all the extra stuff that's not as impactful.
I mean, look at the difference. Oh, there you go. Just like that, you can already see the difference between, like, runs. Like, just like 10 minutes ago, I was struggling to find the right stuff, and now here I am.
Does
Perfectly ready to go.
does it priority spawn scrolls you have already? So will it like try to spawn Grenade Master 2?
It can be anything in the Ascensions.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was wondering if it like, you know, tried to prioritize that kind of stuff.
Alrighty. Well, that was fun. Hey, look, we're back in this room again. So like I mentioned in the last run, how like it's the same map, it just gets chopped up in a different way every stage. It's like I'm back in this room again, even though it's a different stage. Come on. Thank you. Just vomiting while I was jumping at the
Poor guy.
Let's see, where are you gonna spawn? Over there? Oh, wait, you're gonna land on top? Are you in there? Yeah, you are. Alright, cool. I got like all 3 grenade skills, I think, this run on the first level. That's pretty good.
I am excited to see the boss again.
Oh, wrong run. I'll take that, sure. I got the cat again. I got the cat, I think, all 3 times. Come on, there you go. There's a chain. Goodbye. It never gets old. Like I said, I've only been running this character for a few days, and it just never gets old. You just watch yourself chuck 30 grenades at a boss at once, and then it just dies. Like,
it's so funny that they call that a victory. It's like, hey, you did it.
Victory.
There's one of those revive things, the fake death.
Yeah, I picked that up for safety. Oh, here's the foundry modifier. So it wants me to use the starting gun here.
Oh, but it doesn't count the grenades as a weapon?
No, I'm just doing so much damage.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Actually, wait, these guys are kind of annoying.
Yeah,
I'll take them out.
those guys you might want to.
Those guys I might want to, but... There. Come on, I'm done with this. Goodbye. We can move on. Tactical reload, oh boy. That's so useful. That's... Oh, enemies are enhanced. Okay, it's shielded isn't the worst thing I could have gotten as a modifier here. Don't care about that. And enemies less... Oh, got shielding and aggressive. Okay. Well, doesn't really matter, I guess. I have grenades. This one gets a lot of action out of your Q and your spacebar. Oh, that's weapon damage. I didn't mean to buy that. Actually, I should mention there is one small thing of tech I'm doing here. I'm leaving Foundry in my hand because it gives me a small movement speed buff. So that is actually something I'm doing intentionally.
I saw Milk earlier mentioning that you didn't know that melee gave move speed.
I never use swords in any of my casual plays, so. Come on, give me a proc. Give me a chain. Come on, give me a chain. Thank you.
Rainbow spotted.
There was another rainbow.
Yeah, right behind it.
Oh, I'll take it with me. Rainbow gets to come with me. All right, well, so I just picked up another. I picked up an additional ascension, so now it's a 45% chance to not consume a grenade. Oh, I forgot about you spawning there. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't see you spawn there. Waiting for the tornado to move. Again, just, I mean, that's like all this run is. There's not really much to explain at this point, so like, y'all just get like a visual enjoyment out of this. I'm watching a dog vomit grenades at things. I should mention though, thank goodness that these grenades do not do self-damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really nice because you just run at guys.
Oh yeah, one of the modifiers is you only deal damage to enemies within 12 meters of you. So with this build, you just become like you just start chucking grenades at your feet. You just run into enemies and start chucking them at your feet. Because there's no other better way to do that. All right, just grenades.
So how long did it take you to get up to like being comfortable at Reincarnation 8?
I think that's a better question for Kurt because I think he was watching me struggle for a while, like getting into it.
Yeah, I mean, the game is paced in a way to make you build up to it. There's skill trees for all the characters that you buy with that blue currency. So you're supposed to start at the easier difficulties and then work your way up as your character gets better. And when we started playing with Shock, we were already like basically max level, and we kind of just brought him into like
Max level stuff.
You just threw me in the deep end. It was great.
So I wouldn't recommend doing that to your other friends, but he definitely learned quick how to handle some of these.
Oh, cool. I just got the modifier. It's just 60% less damage. I also just tried to bomb the craftsman.
Happens.
Listen, when you're going, just nothing
Everything
stands
is-
in your way.
Yeah. Everything just becomes a target.
It'd be really funny if you could upgrade the grenade.
I mean, there's actually one more upgrade I could get for the grenades that would make this even funnier. There's a scroll which doubles your secondary skill capacity. So I could have 24 grenades in my pocket, and because of the ascension I have, where I throw 2 grenades every time I throw one, I can throw 48 grenades at once. Let me tell you, watching a boss die to 48 grenades thrown at one time is pretty funny. Alright, oh, pretty bad skills. Alrighty, well, I don't have...
Cool.
Okay. Just got 80% damage on my grenades for free. Well, actually, yeah, 65% because I bought stuff at the peddler. Goodbye. Thanks, Fake Death, for saving me. But yeah, that's grenades on the bosses.
Normal boss moment.
Normal boss moment. Oh, okay. I just got a 30% buff on shooting bosses. Yeah, there's like... That's the thing about like these runs. There's a lot of ways that you can buff what you're doing. I want to make it powerful. There's a lot of ways to increase the damage of what you're doing. It sort of matters like which versions the things that you get. So like you can get all of the ascensions for your character as the way to buff your damage. You could get a bunch of neat scrolls at the peddlers, which are the merchants, that buff your damage. So like there's a lot of ways that you could do the same run. So that's one neat thing about this game, is that you could do the same thing in many different ways. There's not just one way that you're looking for it.
Yeah, and also, if he wasn't specifically trying to just complete the run really fast, there's those side rooms he could do to get extra scrolls.
Oh, you could easily end a run with like, what, 30 scrolls?
Yeah, you can have a bunch.
One of our friends, Milk, like consistently ends runs with like a ton of scrolls.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how consistent is finishing runs this high? Like, assuming you're just playing to win the run, you're not trying to go fast.
If I'm playing to win, I'd probably say 80% of the runs I can finish. You had an example with the other run I just did of this character that enemy. I just did not see it coming. And it just snuck up and killed me. That wasn't due to anything I had on my character. It was me just not paying attention. Come on, come here.
But
there you go.
Do you ever lose specifically at this level, not earlier on, to like not getting the right build? Or is I wouldn't say RNG protection, but like build diversity enough?
Actually, yeah, I could say in terms of the other build I tried on Bird, I was trying a cleave build, which is his secondary skill. I've had plenty of runs die with that one because I didn't get the right stuff, because that's highly gear dependent on what you get. This one, not really. You can get away with a couple variations. The spore build I did earlier, it just needs 2 guns with spores technically, and there's multiple different guns with spores that you can use. So there's multiple variations of that you can make work as well. I am somehow low on grenades. I'm throwing too many grenades.
I mean, you are throwing grenades.
Oh, I'm on fire. So it's in terms of at least of the runs that I've been doing, I don't really get gear checked that much.
Okay.
But I can imagine for some other characters, you probably do get gear checked for some things. I've not extensively played all the characters yet, I should also say that. I've played mainly Bird and Dog. I've tried Bunny once, but nothing really in-depth past that. I'm out of grenades. I'm not out of grenades. Alright. Nope, none of those are good.
I imagine that's also a pretty big component of like learning to do this very fast. It's just recognizing consistent.
What is hurting me?
Recognizing good upgrades very fast.
I think one of them's a bleed.
Oh, is that what hit me?
Yeah.
Is there no peddler here? I really actually do need a grenade. Oh, it's this modifier. Oh, good. I didn't realize. So this modifier, whenever you kill something, either a really weak enemy spawns or a really strong enemy spawns in its place. And it's every single enemy you kill. Oh, no. I don't know if I'll be able to kill this guy.
I believe in you.
Oh. Yeah, I'll use my revive on that. It's because I'm out of grenades.
Yeah.
I'm not used to not having grenades here. Oh, and this guy's powerful too. That's great. Man, this is becoming sketchy.
You're having a great time here.
Of course, I say that like I didn't have this much trouble with these runs before this. Oh, fake death. Although if I go down now, again, I'm dead.
I'm assuming fake death has a cooldown.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
Oof.
All right. I got unlucky, but that's the nature of these runs. So, I mean, I showed off the grenade thing. That was the main thing I wanted chat to see. I figured chat would love that. But yeah, I'll end that there. First failed run on a GDQ show. It happens. But I mean that's Gunfire Reborn though. I got nothing else to show for this. Thanks, Amy, I guess, for having me fill the spot.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for agreeing to do it.
Buy this game. It's not that expensive. It's kind of fun, and you get to, I will say runs typically take like an hour for most people when you're doing first time stuff. But buy it. It's cheap. Have some fun. Grab a couple friends. You're in for a good time. Kirk, got anything to say? I'm done here.
Yeah, no, you covered it all, I think.
Yeah, and if people want to just follow you, check you out, where should they go?
You can follow me on youtube.com/shockwave, like it's spelled somewhere on the screen. I don't know if it's up or down, whatever.
Below you.
It's down. Thanks, Richard. It's down. It's down there. You can find me youtube.com/shockwave and twitter.com/shockwave.
Yeah, and for me, it's just twitch.tv/TraderKirk.
All right. Well, so that was Aimbot tonight. Again, thank you, Shock and Kirk, for coming on, showing that off. Thank you, Shadowfang and Crimson earlier for showing off Metal Hellsinger. And yeah, just a night of arena shooters. So if you want to go back and see those Gunfire Reborn showcases, if you want to go back and see the Metal Hellsinger run or the Kaizo Ironmon run from earlier, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/gamesdonequick, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see the hotfix updates from every day. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hi, how you doing? Go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you want to see live content weeknights at 7 p.m. and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. Tune in tomorrow for Mercy Kill and the premiere of a brand new show called Passion Project. That's it for us, and we'll see you next time.